Turns with the left foot in again towards Houchin. A flick on by him. And a chance for Bennett. And it's 1-1. Houchin. It remains a very, very good FA Cup final. And Houchin! Here come Coventry again. Pickering waiting in the middle. And another end goal!
We can build this dream together, standing strong forever. Nothing's gonna stop us now. And if this world runs out of lovers, we'll still have each other. Nothing's gonna stop us. Nothing's gonna stop us.
Nothing's going to stop them. Coventry City back at Wembley today. And so's Ron Atkinson, who's our studio guest today. Ron, the question which everyone asking is in football.
Yes, that's right. But I think in a case like this, it's something to be looked forward to. It's not like the cup final where the butterflies can get at people a little bit more. This is a slightly more relaxed atmosphere.
Notice George Curtis there leading Coventry out. We got a little tip-off that he might, you know. But that's a nice thing, isn't it?
Yeah, that's smashing because, I mean, he's got Coventry City written through him, hasn't he? He's been there since the turn of the century. He's seen the good times and the bad times, and now this is a just reward for sticking with it and dreams coming true for him, you know.
Yes, Coventry being led out today by their managing director, George Curtis, there, and not John Sillett, who's recently been upgraded from team coach to manager. It's a close and demanding partnership, determined to succeed again.
We've got too much ability to be a one-off. I think we've got a lot of ability in the side. We've got a hell of a lot of character. They'll fight till they drop, and I can't see those qualities being a one-off.
You've had some harsh words to the players in the papers this morning. Posers, you said you don't want any of them.
No, because that's not the way we achieved our success last year. We achieved it through hard work and honesty. And if they start posing, I'm sorry, I'm not the man to be in charge of a load of posers.
No posing today?
None today whatsoever. They'll be out there and they'll be doing their best, and there'll be no frills.
Now, you are the team manager, but this time, I understand you're not leading the team out here. Why is that?
No, I made a promise. When George and I took over, we said if we ever get to Wembley, we'll win the FA Cup, and I'll lead them out. And then for the Charity Shield, George will lead them out. So I'm sticking to my promise, and I think the pair of us, we've gone through our careers together, and I think that's the least I can do for the big fella, because he's been wonderful to me.
Ron, they told George Curtis, you know, about 30 seconds before walking out.
Is that the first time he knew about it?
It's the first time.
Well, that's smashing, all right, smashing. There's one thing for sure, he wasn't going to run out.
Well, I tell you, Ron, there's no one prouder out there today than Colin Harvey, Everton's new manager, Howard Kendall's successor. Harvey has certainly got a tough act to follow.
It might be an impossible act to follow. No, he was, without doubt, the best manager that Everton Football Club ever had. He's the best thing that ever happened to them. I'm not sorry to see him go for a couple of reasons. One being that he was a very good friend, and the other that he was the best manager Everton ever had.
So now you've got to be even better.
I've got to try and do my best, and with the help of a good staff and good players, do as well as I possibly can.
Colin was asked on the radio earlier this week if he was enjoying it. He said, "I'm doing it."
Do you know, I seem to remember similar sentiments echoed across the park about, 12 years ago when Shankly finished. A certain Bob Paisley was more or less press-ganging to the job. Yes. Didn't do too bad either, did he, him?
Didn't do so bad, did he? So, your last thoughts on the match itself?
I'm looking forward to a good game. As I say, there's not the pressure on this that there is on finals. You've still got to accept that the players are trying to get fit. They've probably had a couple of games apiece. So little mistakes will possibly happen that won't be happening in, say, a month or 5 weeks' time.
Ron, thanks very much indeed. Our commentary team for the 1987 Charity Shield, Ian St John and Brian Moore.
Thank you, Elton. Teams at the moment being presented to Eric Fountain, OBE, who's the Director of Public Affairs at Vauxhall Motors. There'll be a vast income from today's game at Wembley, and Charity Shield, the accent really is on the word charity, money that is spread around a good number of charities. The FA allocate a certain amount to each club, and that is sent by the FA to their special charities. And so it's a day in a way when football says thank you to a lot of people who maybe are a little less fortunate than some of us here today. But Minicip, the chairman of the FA there. And that whole tempo in Coventry and around the Coventry training this pre-season has been quite amazing. And Smiley, that's a very appropriate sign so far as Coventry City and their style is concerned. Now the national anthem. Truly is a beautiful day here. I think we always say that at the start of every football season. If you could choose your holiday time when the football season starts, you'd be assured of good weather, even if after this most foul of summers you've not had a good time. Well, let's check on the two sides. First, Coventry, one change only from their thrilling cup final side, and it's not in goal, where Steve Ogrizovic today celebrates his inclusion in next week's Football League squad to meet the rest of the world here next Saturday. The back four with David Phillips again slotting in for the unfortunate Brian Burrows. He missed the final, remember, through injury. He's a sub today. In the midfield, a nice balance. Dave Bennett, I suppose, more a winger than a midfield man, really, and there'll be plenty of exciting skill from him down the right. And then up front, the one change where David Speedie, formerly of Chelsea, making his first major appearance for his new club in place of the injured Cyril Regis. As for Everton, they again call on Bobby Minns in goal in place of the injured Neville Southall. And in the back four, a change where Gary Stevens has picked up a virus today. Alan Harper goes into the right back place. Ian Snowden missing from their midfield through injury. Peter Reid's influence, I'm sure, is going to be there for all to see, particularly as he's now the club's player coach. And then up front, Wayne Clark, Graham Sharp, and Adrian Heath. Adrian, in fact, recovering from a knee injury. Originally, he was playing half the game, but with Gary Stevens injured, he's playing the full match, and I imagine he'll be playing just in behind Clark and Sharp. Well, David Speedie, £750,000 from Chelsea. And John Sillick was saying that he felt that Coventry got so many things right, but if they could have just added that little bit more firepower last season, they might even have finished in the top three in the league, as well as winning the cup. Well, Speedie is the man he's bought with that job in mind. Graham Sharp, who had a lot of trouble with injury last season, now fully fit and already on one game in Sweden earlier this week in very good goal-scoring form, and a real powerful striker looking to win his place, of course, back in the Scottish national side. Our referee today is Ray Lewis from Great Bookham. Two skippers there. On the left, Brian Kilcline, and on the right, Kevin Ratcliffe. Just 11 weeks away from that momentous day in Coventry's history, when the first time in 104 years they got to Wembley, won the cup, and here they are again. Well, he's got to enjoy it. There's no doubt about that, John Sillett. It really is a breath of fresh air around the managerial scene in football. Great character, Ian.
Superb, of course, and it's nice to see that that little bit of managerial cooperation, wasn't it? You know, to have Big George leading the team out.
The match has come a little bit early for them, I think, that week earlier than it with the centenary match next week. Everton, I think, have only been back a couple of weeks in training.
That's correct. I think both teams will find that today, Brian, the fact that it is a week early. It's the most important time of the year, this, you know, your preparation, and I don't feel that we'll see the Everton or Coventry play as well as they will do in a few weeks' time.
Yet at the same time, Wembley is Wembley. There's a big crowd here. That's going to make any competitor want to really go and give it everything.
Oh yeah, I mean he'll be given everything, but I don't think there's everything to give.
Well, it's Coventry in a change strip of all yellow, attacking the goal to our right, getting this new season underway. Here's Mickey Ginn. McGrath back to Ginn. Peak. And now Phillips. It's Kilcline again. John Phillips was saying he couldn't believe the tempo in Coventry's pre-season, as I was saying a moment ago, that they're a fortnight advanced on what they were at this stage last year. The winning of the Cup has meant so much to Coventry City, and I think to Midlands football as a whole. Steve Ogrizovic. Clark going in for that header, but it was McGrath who got there first. Harper, such a good utility player for Everton. Now Trevor Stephen. Wayne Clark. Little break by Harper, but Peake stopped him. Peter Reid into the path of Ratcliffe, coming adventurously forward this early in the game. Balloons littering the Wembley turf there, which I think in certain areas looks as though it's been reseeded since last season. They've had a fair number of major pop concerts here, and I think that's taken its toll on the turf, but it's looking pretty good at the moment. Here's Paul Power. Reid. Sheedy has had some problems with a knee injury. It's always good to see Kevin Sheedy in action. He'll line up behind this free kick now. Maybe even a little too far for him to try anything, but it's curling in there dangerously towards Graham Sharp, towards Trevor Stephen, but the whistle had gone. It's a free kick to Everton, to Coventry.
I saw Brian Kilcline in Lillishall in the summer. Brian was down there, and a big fella was at the rehabilitation centre. Remember the cup final, got a terrible knock, and
in fact it was a tackle, and a bad tackle, that he made on Gary Mabbutt, I think, wasn't it?
That's right. Well, he had an operation, and he was there, you know, building his leg up again. But looking at him now, I think he's done not a bad job building it up.
Indeed not. I was talking to him yesterday about it, and apparently his career was very much on the line for a few days there. Peake getting it back to Ogrizovic. It really was a very nasty injury, and the whole upper part of his right leg blew up, and you can see there's some muscle showing through there at the moment, Ian.
Yeah, it was a nasty scar, but you know, as I say, I was talking to him, he was working, I was talking, and he was really grafting.
Touched by Clark. Throw. Another Coventry throw. Hutchin leaving it for Phillips. Gathering well. What a great keeper to have in reserve. Neville Southall still plagued by injury. Dave Watson. That's really been the hallmark of Everton the last 2 or 3 years in particular. A fantastic squad of players they've had.
Tremendous depth, Brian, because last year they had so many injuries, and yet it kept going, and if it hadn't been for that, you know, the fact they had so many quality players, there's no way they would have won the league.
Watson. Harper. Sharp coming off his man, and Kilcline clattering in behind him. After the free kick. Harchin appeared to be clambering all over an Everton player there just inside the box, but the referee saw, I think it was wrong. Miskick there by Ratcliffe, and here's Dave Bennett. He's got Pickering outside him. Good run here by Bennett, playing the ball an offside position against Nick Pickering. Really can be such an exciting player, Dave Bennett. Just after the cup final, when the Brazilians were here, they were looking at him and they were saying he looks a true Brazilian. His balance and his style and his pace, his dribbling ability and the ability of taking people on. Peak. Speedy. Didn't reach Pickering. Harper again for Everton. Clark didn't make a contact, and Lloyd McGrath gets it back to Steve Ogrizovic. Adrian Heath, who scored in the last 2 Charity Shields. This is the 4th successive Charity Shield that Everton have played in. Testimony to the great success the club have had over the last few years. Watson's jump, beating Speedy. Free kick to Coventry. Phillips to take it. 24 years old, earlier this week. And it stays in. Harchin wasn't prepared to let that one go. Everton felt that was going for the goal kick. Greg Downs getting it straight at Trevor Stephen. Gets it in at the second attempt, but the flag is up again. Speedy, who always climbs so well, of course. There's not much of him, 5'7", but he's a great climber. Come out. And fractionally offside, though.
As you say, he's not the biggest player. I don't think he had to jump for this one, really. Just up a little bit, but you know, okay, he was offside. I would have expected him really to have scored on that one.
Breakdowns for Coventry. That could be dangerous. Everton getting possession, and Ian McGrath gets it back once more to Ogrizovic. 7.5 minutes gone. If you just joined us in this Charity Shield, Coventry 0, Everton 0. Ratcliffe. Clark with a header. Sharp. Now Harper. Reed. And a goal kick. And Clark, the Everton player there, just went out of the picture. He's quite an important day for him as well. His father, Frank, is here in the stadium today. It's his 78th birthday. Now, he's sired 1 or 2 footballers, hasn't he, eh? Wayne here, and of course, Alan Clark. And Frank Clark, who used to play at Queen's Park Rangers, I remember.
Yeah, great family of footballers.
Harper again for Everton. And free kick. Everton have played just that one game in Sweden, which they won against a second division side. Coventry have lost to Hereford and drawn against Walsall. Ogrizovic, quick interception there, aided by Peak, just getting in there before Clark. Chases on, Speedy there, looking to make life difficult. For a moment it looked as though there might have been a glimmer of a misunderstanding between Ratcliffe and Mims. Speedy, always that ferocious little competitor, always likely to capitalise on that sort of situation. Klein is up. Phillips away. Speed is touch. Reed. Now Watson. Sharp. That's some ball. Here's Sheedy for Everton. And Coventry throw. It's a corner. First of the game. Klein forward towards the near post. Pickering crossing it in. Klein. And in the end, Ratcliffe, and they were under a good deal of pressure, Everton. Ratcliffe quite content to turn that away for the second corner of the game. Again, Klein at the near post. Bennett just behind him. Phillips getting the cross in. Come as far as Downs. Everton, who further their pre-season training with a tournament in Spain in the coming week. Coventry, I think, go to Bournemouth and then play a game at Aston Villa. Klein. Phillips. Speedy, a nice touch. Oh, what a break here by Mickey Ginn for Coventry. It'll come for Pickering onto his left foot. Wow, some good work there by Coventry. A lovely touch by Speedy, some good running by Ginn.
And well done to the referee, Brian, because you know, a lot of referees might have blown up there for the foul, but again, a great bust by Ginn. He did this so often in the cup final, didn't he? Bursting clear, and the foul there, but the referee said, "Okay, play on." As you said, it was on Pickering's left foot, and you know, a good chance, and I think the referee did the right thing there.
For Everton. Reed. Ratcliffe. Bennett. Back a long way to Ogrizovic. It's a massive kick again by Ogrizovic, but goes straight and comfortably to Bobby Minns at the other end. An accidental clash there between Speedy and Harper. A little bit. Speedy went straight to him and shook hands.
Yeah, I think Harper was just trying to shield the ball there, and David Speedy caught his heel.
But, John Sillett was saying earlier on this week that he would like referees to give David Speedy an even shake, that he is a fiery, competitive little fellow.
Well, that's fair enough saying that, but I think David himself
has got a lot to do.
Sure.
Yeah. Free kick to Coventry. In fact, John went on to say that maybe the way out of it is to put a couple of stitches in David Speedy's mouth every week. And he said one way we could do that, he said, I can punch you in the mouth one week and get George Curtis to punch you in the mouth the next. and having had a sip of champagne, he then went off and played golf. I mean, he really is a breath of fresh air, John Sillett. But that is the biggest problem with David Speedie. I mean, no one doubts his ability, and he's just got to learn to stay quiet when things don't go his way. Good jump by McGrath, but a goal kick.
There must be a good comedian sitting behind Big John telling him some good gags there.
Graham Roger and Brian Burrows behind him. Jake Finley, the reserve goalkeeper, who's always good for a gag. Harper now for Everton. Well, Adrian Heath falling over his feet. Here's Sheedy. That's a good little run forward there by Heath, and the shot by Sharp was a poor one. Pickering. Again towards Houchin. Pickering once more. He's rifled a good one in there. There's a couple of good left foot shots we've seen from Pickering. They've both been off targets.
That was a rasping ball. Volley, wasn't it?
Hitting them well. Sheedy's ball, Peake's header for Coventry. Phillips. Reed. Howard. Free kick to Everton. But not from the right spot. So Radcliffe for Everton. It'll be an Everton throw. It's with Harper. Now Peter Reid. Harper again. And a corner. Everton's first of the game. Dave Watson up, number 5 for Everton. Harper playing it in early, and the header was just wide from Graham Sharp. So the ball played in early is always going to cause a few problems, Ian.
Yeah, that's the way, and I mean, Everton do tuck the ball in well from that. Knowing, of course, that Graham Sharp is very, very good in there. Always a good ball to play on when he's there.
Speedy caught offside. Everton have won it 7 times, the Charity Shield, 1 shared. But your old club is still the one they've got to aim for.
I think I played in 3 of them myself, yeah.
Sheedy. Reed. Playing it in again, played in early towards Heath, trying to get it down towards Clark. Watson with a header for Everton. Reed really in the thick of the action in that midfield, battling with Lloyd McGrath, who was such an influence for Coventry on that cup final occasion. Now it's a real battle that McGrath has got against Peter Reid. Here's McGrath. There's Reid going in at him. Sheedy sliding the ball forward and getting it back from Sharp. Here's Sharp again, this time picking out Power. Deep cross, and Harper on the far side is not a bad volleyer, but on that occasion, well wide.
A good build-up play by Everton. Brian, you know, they're one of the best teams, if not the best team now, I think, in the league. I think they may even have taken over from Liverpool in this respect. They're great first-time passers of the ball. And I've watched them at training down at Belfield, and they work very, very hard at this. You know, knock it around and get the passes going. And that little sequence there ending up with a chance on the far side was typical of the way Everton play.
And of course, what won't do them any harm is that Peter Reid is fit for the start of the season. The last 3 pre-seasons, Peter's had terrible troubles with injury and has missed the pre-season, but here he is.
That's right, and
player, coach as well now.
That's right. I mean, he's always been the boss in there, hasn't he? Now he's officially the boss because he's the coach as well.
That's right. Greg Downs now for Coventry. Speed is touch, but not a true one. Trying to Klein. Speedy battling with Harper, but Harper got in first, but it's a Coventry throw. David Phillips. McGrath. Free kick to Coventry. A foul on McGrath by Wayne Clark. Klein's head up. Sharp had gone right back to help out and was fouled on the edge of the box as he did so, and so it's a free kick to the Merseysiders. Coming up to halfway through the first half, if you just joined us. Coventry City 0, Everton 0 in this General Motors FA Charity Shield. Always making Phillips stretch, and it's given Everton possession. Keith, Ratcliffe, to Reid, Sheedy, Heath, nice little turn, and fouled by McGrath as he did so. Sheedy's trusty left foot, and the right foot of Harper. Downs gets it away, not very far. Reid picking up the piece there again. It's with Alan Harper. Flicked in again towards Clark, and a goal kick. It was an excellent buy, Wayne Clark, as it turned out, from Birmingham City. I think he played about 10 games at the end of the season for Everton, scored 5 goals, which were really important in terms of winning the championship.
That's right. Howard Kendall, I remember saying that the goal he scored against Arsenal.
I remember seeing the
yes,
lob over Lukic.
Beautiful, and he said that was the one really that turned it for him. And
the only goal of the game, 3 points.
That's right. A vital time in the season.
Phillips with the throw. Still not fully fit, I think, Heath, after his knee problems. Certainly Harper gives every impression of being fully fit. He's thoroughly involved in this one. Trevor Stephen off in chase, and it's Pickering who gets it back to Grizovic. Pickering. Grizovic away. Long clearance again towards Houchen, but it was the head of Ratcliffe. Now Gin. Power away for Everton. Kilcline versus Sharp. Kilcline's header. Heath. Sheedy. Watson. Peter Reid again. He's shoved off the ball. And quite easily that time by Pickering. Pickering's pass didn't reach Bennett. But here's Houchen. Well, you just can't leave this City man alone on important occasions. Such vital goals he scored throughout their cup run, and of course capping it all with an absolutely stunning goal here against Tottenham, and was bursting on the scene there again. Keith Houchen of Coventry City.
Thought there was a little bit of a mix-up there, a bit of hesitation between the Everton centre-backs, you know, Radcliffe and Watson. They allowed him in, Brian.
Stopping him. Sheedy. Pickering. Houchen. Pickering towards Speedy. Speedy in, of course, for Cyril Regis, who's got this groin injury, and I think it's quite a troublesome one for Coventry City. I think Cyril might well be struggling for this centenary game next week, and possibly even for the start of the season. Now Clark bringing Trevor Stephen into it. Made back for Harper. And Grizovic not called upon on that occasion.
Harper's getting himself into good positions, Brian. I mean, that's 3 or 4 times he's popped up on the edge of the box there. Trevor Stephen again laying a nice ball to him, and he's really yet to hit the target. So he's a bit disgusted with himself.
Ironic when you see the sunshine here, and a Grizovic goalkeeper who is a fine cricketer. He was telling me that he plays for Shropshire, you know, as I think we've said often enough. And because of the bad weather, got 1 game only for him against Cornwall this cricket season. Now look, he starts his football season, and look at the weather. But what a boost for the whole Coventry club that Big Oggy should be in this Football League side next week, or in the squad at any rate, for that showpiece game at Wembley. And the flag up again for an offside, that time against Speedy. Watson in first. Kick to Everton, 0-0 the score. Ratcliffe with the free kick. Good jump by Kilcline, and Heath away off target. Doesn't seem to be quite the sharpness in the finishing that you would expect later in the season at the moment.
Well, I was just going to say that, Brian. It's you know, this time of the season the players are still a little bit rusty, and you know, once they get working every day and the practice of shooting and, you know, the crosses and the finishing, you know, everybody improves as the season goes on. That's why I say to you, the players this early, you know, you never really get a classic. You know, it's entertaining enough, but, you know, players are knocking the ball over the top there. That if they were doing it, you know, once in half a dozen games into the season, I think they'd be very annoyed with it.
Sheedy back for Power. Kevin Sheedy again. Just remind you, they play just the full 90 minutes here. There's no extra time on this occasion. If the sides are level at the end of 90 minutes, the Charity Shield is shared. But here's Trevor Stephen now for Everton. Taking on Greg Downs, and Downs timing his challenge perfectly, finding Pickering, who's always in close support there, it seems. Half an hour gone, Coventry 0, Everton 0. Jin. Wilson's header. Adrian Heath. Here comes Harper. Territorially, certainly Everton seem to be having the better of it. Here's Adrian Heath. It's a goal kick.
They probably had the last 15 minutes, Brian, I would think, the better of the game. But neither team really creating chances. You know, we've had Pickering in with a chance at one end, Houchin almost, and Everton with shots from the edge of the box, but nothing, you know, that we could say, well, that was a real golden chance.
Coventry's goal kick, Steve Rizovich with it. Throw. Harper with it. Graham Sharp. Harper once more. Peter Reid. It's a good battle between those two, McGrath and Reid. Both fairly dogged sort of characters. And on that occasion, the free kick goes Coventry's way. He had a great cup final, didn't he?
Superb, yes. Not a lot of people really knew much about him, Brian, before the cup final. You know, he's a lad that has sort of eased his way into the game, but since the cup final, of course, you know, people have been talking about a marvellous game he had.
Dave Bennett. Cross coming in could be dangerous, but Everton get it away to Trevor Stephen. A chance now for them to break. Reid, Harper, Clark, delightful touch, but not that one. Sheedy. He did well there. The ball came to him awkwardly, and Pickering was onto him, but he kept control of that situation. It's with Harper now for Everton towards Graham Sharp. He'll climb up again, and Sharp, adjudged to have been backing into Brian Kilcline. Had an ankle operation last March, so really painful tail end of the season, but now reckons he's really fighting fit again, and that's good news for Everton. Bennett getting the better of Power, but there was a handball along the way. Sharp's header, good one too. Stephen couldn't quite pick it up. Gin. Graff. what to do with it, and while he was doing that, in steps Peter Reid. It's with Sheedy again. Harper. Trevor Stephen outside him is one option. And Phillips gets it away for Coventry to Ginn. Picked on by him to Pickering, and it's Ratcliffe now for Everton. Reid. Harper. Stephen. Taking on Downs. Phillips in. And an Everton throw. Just needs a little spark to get it going, actually, Ian, doesn't it?
Well, Everton are doing the best work up this right-hand side of the field where they are at the moment, but the final ball's not been really what they've been looking for.
Delicate play here by Coventry. Rath's pass going straight to Watson. Trevor Peake back there for Coventry City. Bennett. This is where you think things might happen for Coventry. Ouchen. Ginn. Rath. Stephen. Away goes Sharp. Can he get the better of Phillips? He's turned him one way, then the other, but Phillips stuck well in there. Could easily been exposed by Graham Sharp, but the Coventry fullback did his job well. Peter Reid now for Everton. Still 0-0. Between Coventry and Everton. Here's Peter Reid. And a corner. Forward goes Dave Watson. Clark is a big lad. Sharp is a 6-footer. Goes straight to Lloyd McGrath. Dropped on by Michael Ginn. And a Brisbane. Just one against one, Speedy against Ratcliffe. And the Everton skipper, an out-and-out winner. We've said it for a few years now, there aren't many players that can beat Kevin Ratcliffe for speed.
No, you wouldn't bet against him losing a race, would you?
Stephen. Watson. This time the free kick goes Everton's way, the foul by Kilcline on Graham Sharp. Free kick, and it's Houchin's header, in fact, that had to be knocked over by Steve Ogrizovic. The big man who stands at 6'5", that was no problem just touching that over for the Everton corner. At the near post, watched by McGrath. Oh, it could be almost in there. It was Pickering very close to putting one into his own net. Meanwhile, Coventry come forward. Trevor Peake. And now Dave Bennett, but the whistle had gone. I think maybe Coventry hadn't heard it first time. And a free kick for them, but so close at the other end. To an own goal for breakdowns. And as far as Jim. Now Everton can break out with Peter Reid. Power making the break down the left for him. Ratcliffe available to play too. Here's Power. Towards Heath, who'd slotted himself into a strong attacking position. Power's early ball in. Graham Sharp with a header. Clark getting in too, and it'll be a goal kick. This big crowd here, it's now become an occasion with a bit of status to it, the Charity Shield, isn't it?
Well, it's lovely for Coventry because, I mean, those who didn't get tickets for the Cup final and they were at Gold Dust, possibly they've been able to get here, so it's a big Wembley occasion for Coventry as a town, and it's lovely to see, you know, all the blues here from Coventry. And as we were saying at the beginning, not so many from Everton, but, you know, I think not only the problem of being here every other year, but the unemployment situation up there hasn't really improved that much.
Phillips getting away when it started to look a little bit dodgy back there. Houchin, a nice little ball play for Nick Pickering. And turn played on for Dave Bennett. Phillips is anxious to get up there as well, to get the ball in. No, he plays it for Bennett instead. That may not have been a bad option either. Can he take on Power to the byline? The cross coming in. Speedy's got off. Okay.
Again, magical skills by David Bennett, and really Coventry have got to think of giving him more of the ball, Brian. Back to the line, and there was David Speedy, just peeled off, and again totally misjudged his header. Never got it turned, never turned his head enough on target and headed it yards wide. But again, a great chance created by Phillips. What am I saying by Phillips? By David Bennett.
Who, if memory serves me, would have been tormenting an old teammate.
That's right.
Paul Power must have been at Manchester City together.
I've watched him, as you must have done many a time, playing for City together.
Clark. Power. And back to Bobby Mims. Hasn't been a real scare for either goalkeeper yet.
That last one there, when Ogrozovic, as you said, it was almost an own goal, and Big Oggy managed to tip that one away. That's about as close really as it comes.
Harper. Stephen finding Ratcliffe. Sharp waiting to jump at the far side, gets his header in well. It was well timed, but Trevor Peake was there for Coventry. Adrian Heath again, playing Harper in well. Good move this for Everton, and Wayne Clark couldn't quite get on the end of it, but it's an Everton throw. A couple of minutes of the first half remaining now. Still 0-0 in this FA Charity Shield. The cross there. Oh, and there's a chance for Clark. Mistake was Coventry's, and they were firmly punished for it. We're pulled all over the place here. Ian?
Well, as I said, Everton have been doing great work down that side, and Peake missed a cross, and it was a rasping shot with a cracking goal there. But, you know, really and truly, you've got to put that down to a little bit of a mistake here. Trevor Peake will be disappointed, didn't get his head to that one. But Clark, he banged it, and goalkeeper had no chance with that one.
Now Bennett. Well, when the tide of battle went against them 11 weeks ago, when Spurs were here, Coventry were always quick to respond. Let's see what they can do now to Wayne Clark's goal for Everton. David Phillips with the free kick. There's Kilcline. Can it come through to Houchin? No. Stephen away. Clark. Good way to celebrate his father's 78th birthday, as I was saying. He's here in the stadium today, and Wayne Clark is celebrated in style by putting Everton ahead. Time added on now, there can't be much of that. And Everton go in with a huge psychological boost of having scored just before the interval. And there goes the half-time whistle from Ray Lewis. Wayne Clark's goal, separating the two sides, and maybe will just have given this General Motors FA Charity Shield the spark it really needed to give us a really enterprising and entertaining second half.
As the game goes on, the last half an hour will be very important. When the legs really start to get tired, space is open on the field, and mistakes are made. That's when, that's why I was a little bit surprised a goal came before the second half. But when players tend to get tired, both mentally and physically, then the legs can't get to the ball and things like that, and mistakes do happen. And I could see one or two goals coming later on in the game.
Right, well, the half-time score is Coventry 0, Everton 1. Wayne Clark just 2 minutes before the break. There's Colin Harvey, the Everton manager, with Terry Derricott, his assistant. I would think they are particularly delighted with the way things have gone. They certainly look it. Obviously spotted wives, relatives in the crowd. Right then, for the second half, let's rejoin Ian St John and Brian Moore.
Thanks, Elton. Just to complete the story there, of course, also on the Everton staff, back from being manager of Grimsby, is Mike Lyons, a great old central defender and a favourite there. So he's got a good staff around him, actually, Colin Harvey.
A backup team of ex-Evertonians. By that I mean ex-players, and I think, the fact that Liverpool have done that, and if you get players at the club, then go into the coaching side of it, you're getting guys with a heart for the job.
Well, straight away, the man passing the ball back there is Neil Poynton on as substitute for Everton in place of Paul Power. No, not in place of Paul Power. Paul Power's gone forward to midfield. I think it must be Sheedy who's off. Let's have a quick cast around Ian. Yeah, Sheedy is off for Everton. Paul Power has pushed forward, and Neil Poynton has come in at left back. Coventry look as though they are starting the second half with a side that's played in the first. And can Houchin get to that? Bobby Minns quickly. And now Radcliffe. Apparently Kevin Sheedy, I gather from the dressing room, has got a slight Achilles strain. He's had a few problems with injury, and anything around the Achilles area is always a real problem, Ian.
Well, he's had more than his share of injuries over the past few seasons, Kevin Sheedy, which is a pity because, Everton certainly miss him when he's not playing.
Crowd attendance here officially 88,000 today. There's Neil Poynton on. Like a lot of players, came from Scunthorpe. I can remember one Kevin Keegan and one Ray Clements, who went on to Merseyside from Scunthorpe and did well. And Neil Poynton aiming to follow them. There's Poynton going for the header there. Ratcliffe. Bennett. Carr. Forward to Clark, a nice touch by him for Heath. Played back first time towards Wayne Clark. Heath attempting to cover. Now Reed. And Wayne Clark turning it in. Now Trevor Stephen with a cross. Good play here by Everton. Putting a lot of pressure on this Coventry defence. Greg Downs eventually putting the ball into touch. Stephen with the throw. Heath quick and first to respond. A little back heel there. And the flag up for a free kick to Coventry City. Offside. Mention of the 88,000 crowd. I should also mention one gentleman who's not here today is the FA Secretary Ted Croker, who's just had a hip replacement operation. Ted, I'm sure you're watching. We wish you well. Ted, of course, who was instrumental to a large extent in bringing the Charity Shield to Wembley back in 1973. And we're talking about hip replacements. The Everton manager, Colin Harvey, there on the right in the shirt, had one 3 years ago, and he's a marvellous advertisement for it. He takes part in training every day up there on Merseyside. Sure, Ted will be back behind the desk very soon and on the first tee as well, probably, Ian.
Well, yeah, yes. I'd like to have a look at his handicap when he comes back. He probably wants a shot or two down to the hip.
Line up well for Coventry. That was a really high challenge there by Watson. I think genuinely probably going for the ball there, but it's certainly pained Lloyd McGrath. Watson, in fact, being called to the referee and being booked. Your view on that, Ian?
Well, without having seen the replay, I thought he just had carried on the impetus of the tackle and ran straight into him. I mean, obviously very painful for McGrath. I mean, it looked, you know, totally innocent, that one, didn't it?
Well, the yellow card came out, which is back again this season, and Dave Watson's name has gone into the book. Harking back to the Charity Shield coming here since 1974. Since 1974, over £2 million has gone out to various charities.
Tremendous gesture, isn't it, from football to have a game and they want to go to charity like this.
Well, all the Coventry subs warming up and anxious to get on, none more so than the fellow on the right of the picture there, Brian Burrows. Let's have a look at that challenge from another angle. See what it produces for us. Number 5, Dave Watson going in. Yes, he was fairly high and clumsy.
It was late, Brian, no two ways about it. He was late, he was reaching for the ball, but I think it was an accident. You know, I do really think that he stretched for the ball, and then as he followed through, I think his knee caught McGrath.
Well, Lloyd McGrath happily is fit to go on. And just some attention from George Galton, and Coventry's midfield is intact. But there's still a goal down. Everton leading by Wayne Clark's goal after 43 minutes. Greg Downs with the free kick now for Coventry. Klein up there, but beaten in the air by Watson. Phillips. Coventry's throw. With it, Michael Ginn, good little cross by him towards Houchin. Well, a cross came in from the right 11 weeks ago, and Houchin met it with a flying header for a memorable Wembley goal. It was a good cross in this again, but that time Houchin didn't quite get the purchase on it, and it came off an Everton defender, in fact, for the Coventry corner to be taken by Ginn. Peter Brulin, and a deep one there. Mims struggling to get that one. It looked as though he might have been impeded by a Coventry player. Phillips, who's got quite a shot on him, and Everton at the moment, just for the moment, in disarray back in their own penalty area. But Poynton eventually getting it away, and Poynton and Speedy, and Speedy being spoken to by the referee. Little flare up there, and exactly the thing we were talking about in the first half, that John Sillett, the Coventry manager, wants Speedy to walk away from that situation. Nothing to be gained.
I think he instigated the situation. Brian had a little go at pointing off the ball there.
Goes Kilcline, up goes Phillips. And Kilcline getting it back. Straight at Mims. A glorious opportunity there for Coventry to get an equaliser and for Speedy to get his name on the score sheet, sportingly clapping the goalkeeping there of Bobby Mims and the work of Keith Houchin. Well, Mims has been saying this week he's grateful for the chance again with Neville Southall injured, but he intends to make the position his own. That's quite some challenge. Reed caught in possession. Coventry coming forward again, stopped that time by Watson. Harper will get it back. Worth looking at again, Ian.
Well, it was a golden chance for David Speedy, but again, good goalkeeping. Came, held his ground, got the angle right, did everything right.
Pickering stopped well by Trevor Stephen. Reed, Everton leading 1-0. Stevens' ball towards Adrian Heath. Can he get there first? Ogrizovic is off the line and Heath finishes up amongst the photographers. Just couldn't cross the ball in.
The story has been that Adrian Heath really isn't too fit, Brian, but I mean, I wouldn't say this afternoon that he's shown any signs of injury, would you?
No,
He's reasonably fit to
but it
me.
was certainly Colin Harvey's intention to play him just for one half of the game only. He's had these knee problems, and I think Colin felt that he wasn't perhaps fully fit. Coventry about to bring on a substitute. Number 12, Steve Sedgley, the young centre-back. Throw. I think they're going to bring Lloyd McGrath off. After his clash with Dave Watson, McGrath goes off. And young Steve Sedgley comes on. Onto a pitch where his father played in the mid-1960s in an amateur cup final for for Enfield. Quite a gash there, in fact, that Dave Watson made on the left thigh of Lloyd McGrath.
So much for me saying it was his knee that caught him. Obviously, when he lunged forward, he caught him with his studs.
Hey, it's early season for us as well, you know. Now Downs for Coventry. It's a lovely looking ball. What a delightful ball by Greg Downs. Inch perfect there for Dave Bennett. Short and simple that time for Mickey Ginn. Now Speedy for Ginn, and it might come back to Speedy again. Just couldn't force his way through. Neil Poynton doing some very good defending for Everton.
Speedy get more and more into the game in the second half line. And again, it was only good defending, as you said, by Poynton that stopped that one.
Stephen. Pickering again, tucking him nicely alongside Greg Downs, has added support. The cross coming in. Ogrizovic forced to turn it over. A long cross in from Alan Harper. His early crossing again. Looking for the head of Sharp probably, but it needed the fingertips of Ogrizovic instead. Everton's corner. Pointon. Phillips getting it away. Speedy. Outnumbered up there. Harper. Michael Ginn. Sedgley. Now the break is on for Coventry. David Phillips with Dave Bennett on the far side, but that was easy for Poynton. Crossing that time, and a good one towards Houchin. Score. And Coventry's free kick. Michael Ginn, who's injured at the moment. Just wonder whether John Sillett might be tempted to bring Brian Burrows on, the right fullback who was so unlucky to miss the final. There he is, in fact.
It would be a nice gesture, but you know, sometimes in football we really just worry about getting results rather than nice gestures. But it would be lovely for the lad to get a game here.
Especially as he was an ex-Everton player, of course. Played some 27 league games for them. He was okay, Michael Ginn. Peak. Well, the player coach got a funny old pass back there. Had a little explaining to do, and Alexis O'Brien declined wants an explanation about something. At any rate, it's Coventry's corner, and Ginn with it. Klein in there. In the corner again. Poynton couldn't quite save it. Good little spell of pressure this by Coventry City. Looking for the equaliser. Dave Bennett playing it there. Pickering's cross. Speedy trying to get it on the turn. And another corner. Again onto that left boot of Pickering. Houchin forced to backpedal. Ginn. And away by Everton. Harper to Reed. Clark. Poynton. Harper. Phil Klein. Only one winner there. Kevin Ratcliffe back to his keeper, Bobby Mills. Some 16 minutes of the second half gone. Coventry 0, Everton 1. Neil Poynton for Everton. Phil Klein away for Coventry City to Bennett. Start of play. Look at the hoarding there. I don't think I've ever seen Ian one player sell a game, the centenary match next week, but Diego Maradona is at Wembley next Saturday.
Well, I'm sure he'll add to the grapevine because he is the one player that people want to see. Now, whether he'll get good reception next week by the fans, I'm not too sure. because I think a lot of you English fans, you know,
No, I think
we'll hold it against them
No,
for the handball.
He'll be all right. I think and it'll be a very, very great afternoon of fine skills, I think. It's a game you can see on ITV, incidentally. So Maradona next Saturday at London. Now Speedy here at the moment for Coventry City. It's not a bad cross. It just needed another few inches to clear the head of Ratcliffe, and Ginn would have been in behind him. Intercepted well that time by Paul Power, but it'll be a Coventry City throw. Slight mistake there, just for a moment by Ratcliffe, but Coventry couldn't quite profit from it. Pickering celebrates his 24th birthday on Tuesday. Former Sunderland lad. Kilcline, point-end for Everton. Reed. Reed again. Power. Peak. Well, there wasn't much to spare, and it needed a brave dive at the feet of Sharp by Steve Ogrizovic. Foul on Speedy. Towards Kilcline, off the head. Trevor Stephen away, essentially playing it back once more. Trevor Stephen again, a nice little bit of skill and a good touch there by Trevor Stephen. Heath finding Clark. Back for Poynton. Reed. Two phantom whistlers in the crowd, which is a bit stupid. Poynton with the free kick. Goes Ginn.
The game going through a little quiet spell at the moment, Brian. You know, neither team, you know, getting it together. Even the fans have turned their back on the game.
It's been a great family day out. You get that impression here in the sunshine today. I watched the Coventry fans lining up for quite a long time before the gates were open. We're open here pretty late, it seemed to me, at Wembley. And it was all such good humour. There was nothing really you could object to in any way, shape or form. It was a real pleasure. Game at the moment not quite living up to it, but here's Paul Power in the clear. Play on, said the referee. Oh, and a chance to make it 2-0 gone. Again, a good advantage played there by the referee. I think Paul Power could believe he was so in the clear. John?
Well, you're right enough. He got clear there. It was a very brave header to put him through. But when he got there, I think he took stage fight. You know, he didn't really know what he was going to do, and Big Augie stood his ground, made him hit it from there. But I think Paul was looking for some support coming up nobody arrived, and he just had the batter out of that left foot of his.
A great header by Sharp again. He seems to
brave.
me, and you're much closer to it than I up there on Merseyside, but a little bit underrated sometimes, because he was a tremendous foil, wasn't he, for Andy Gray,
Yes,
and
he
then
was.
for Gary Lineker, and it seems he's a very easy guy to play with.
Well, I think you've hit the nail on the head there. You know, I think he's a good player to play with. I mean, he doesn't score a tremendous amount of goals. He scores in share. Obviously, I think his record's about 1 in 3, which is pretty good. But you know, international level, he hasn't scored, and he really needs to get off the ground there if he gets another game. But yes, I would say he's very much a team player.
Speedy up well for Coventry. The England manager here, as he will be next Saturday when he takes charge of the Football League 11. Bobby Robson. Bill Klein. Strong old challenge there by Watson, who's already been booked. On Keith Houchin. Thought for one alarming moment the referee was running straight towards Watson and to have a word with him, but he obviously felt there was nothing wrong with that challenge. Dave Watson, of course, who's already had a yellow card. Just a free kick. Been some really good, sensible refereeing today, I think, by Ray Lewis. Not totally sure about the yellow card, but I think he's played some good advantages. He's given the game a really good chance. There's Reed getting in first, and a free kick going Coventry's way. Just feel that Coventry need to up the tempo a little bit now to get themselves back on level terms. Everton still leading by a goal to 0, remember. Greg Downs with the free kick. Klein very active in there. Speedy looking for something. Houchin in there. It was Houchin's header. Oh! Up against the crossbar from Pickering. What a spectacular goal that would have been. Cross from the Coventry end and from the Everton end. Good jump there by Houchin. Again, the spectaculars here from Nick Pickering. Beating Mims, but not the crossbar. Coventry manager knows just how close that was to the equaliser. Just 20 minutes left now. You can see Everton being in the chase again, can't you?
This season, defending champions, Brian, they've got to be in the chase. I mean, they've got a very strong squad, as we said earlier, and yes, I would think that they'll be there again. You know, I would even say that they could win it again next season.
And Coventry?
Well, Coventry have surprised everybody. I mean, they're now looking at a solid outfit, whereas before you thought, well, they've got 1 or 2 players, but that's it. But they're looking very solid, and I think the cup win will give everybody a big lift. You know, the crowds will be bigger, obviously. Players will have more confidence in themselves and their teammates. And I would say that they could, you know, make a go of it next year and possibly get their highest ever league placing.
Neil Poynton with the free kick for Everton. Up goes Sharp. Heath is looking to get in there. There's Trevor Stephen. Good challenging by Greg Downs, but the ball's still just in play. Harper's available for Stephen. May not need anybody. Gets a corner. Keith Houchin having some running repairs at the moment from the referee. Let me follow up my daft question about Everton being in the hunt again. Who else do you fancy around the place? I mean, who have you seen who you think might make a breakthrough this coming season?
Well, I think the question mark has got to be over Liverpool, because they're the team that have splashed out, bought new players, and everyone in the country will be saying, well, you know, will we see another Liverpool revival? We'll all wait for that. We'll all see if the money has been well spent, you know, if Barnes can settle in and Beardsley. All class players. So I think Liverpool, myself, I think Liverpool will be there or thereabouts as well.
Reed, Harper, Clark, cross coming in, Sharp finish it off. It's another corner. Going back to it, I think there'd be a few million viewers who'd be very surprised if you didn't think Liverpool were under the chance again.
No, I mean, Brian, please, you know, the heart is not ruling the head here. I'll tell you who I do think might do well is Arsenal. You know, their young players are a year older, more experienced now. I think Arsenal, who had a very good season last year, could even improve on that.
All right, now back to today. 1-0 to Everton. Paul Power with the corner for them. Greg Downs getting up well. It'll come again for Power. He's got Reed for him. And Harper also played in well there by Harper for Heath. A goal kick. I say Harper's impressed me today. It was a positional piece of work here by Heath, but that's a lovely little ball played in there by Alan Harper.
Beautifully weighted little pass here, but when we're coaching youngsters, and I've been doing that in the past few weeks in soccer camps, when they get in that position there, they've got to hit it across the goal line, you know. And there's Adrian trying to beat the goalkeeper at the near post.
Coventry's throw. Phil Klein. Reed to Ratcliffe. Everton win this, they become the first side to have a hand on the Charity Shield for 4 successive seasons. They're about a quarter of an hour away from achieving that aim, but there's a lovely bit of play by Bennett, and Phillips, sadly for Coventry, couldn't quite keep it in play. Dicey. Watson finding Ratcliffe. Houchin was close at hand, ready to pounce. Ratcliffe. Playing it on. Grizovic keeping it. Houchin. Stephen back to goalkeeper Bobby Mills. Klein. Reed. Harper. Trevor Peake. Pickering. As Coventry go looking for this equaliser. Gin spreading it wide now for Bennett. Support from the fullback, David Phillips. Good clearance, though, by Ratcliffe. Watson. Sharp. The ITV responsibilities this afternoon, Ian, is to choose a man of the match for General Motors. It's running at the moment. It might be a difficult choice. Give it a moment or two's thought, anyhow. Where your vote might go. Here's Adrian Heath at the moment for Everton. Pointing. Greg Downs gets back, but it was a badly directed header, falling well wide of Aguzovic and providing Everton with another corner. Everton squad, as we were saying earlier, when you remember that Ian Snowden and Pat Vanden Hauwe are missing today, injured. Paul Bracewell, of course. Hauwe with the corner. Might go anywhere. Now Heath. Mistake there by Pickering, and in the end it was Hatchin who had to plant it behind with a header for another corner. Taken short this time for Peter Reid. Now Paul Power again. Harper coming in on the action. Again, the ball played in early by him. And another corner. Aguzovic gathering it well. Not much throwing to aim up in the forward areas, though only David Bennett had stayed up. 10 minutes of the game left, and Everton still leading by Wayne Clark's goal, scored after 43 minutes. Here's Speedy. Sedgley. Too slow. Harper. Clark, nice turn. Good ball there. Played for Heath. Back for Clark again. Got his shot in nice and quickly there as well, didn't he?
Little toe poker there, Brian. You know, he didn't mess about.
And now here come Coventry with Gin, looking for that equaliser. Out to Dave Bennett. Plenty of yellow shirts are up, including Hatchin with a header there, but he's well wide, and it's a goal kick. Yes, disappointment on the Coventry bench. Their manager, John Sillett, on the right, the managing director, George Curtis, and they thought that was a possibility of a good counter break there. Hutchins' header was wide. Now by Heath on Gin. He hasn't said it in as many words, John Sillett, but I think he feels that they need somebody maybe in the midfield still just to orchestrate things a little bit for them. And I think really that's borne out a little bit by their performance today.
Well, possibly. I suppose Coventry are always looking now to strengthen their side because they've got David Speedy. That he will, add to their strength. And maybe they must feel that they need somebody there. I don't know. But little Mickey Ginn has always been very busy, little player, and I think he plays very well for Coventry.
That's a free kick for Coventry, which Phillips will take. And Stephen gathering it well for Everton. Nice skills, taking it away from the danger area and getting a throw. The ball coming off Trevor Peake. Free kick again to Coventry. A little over 5 minutes left. Looking for the equaliser in this General Motors FA Charity Shield. Downs and Ginn. It's Ginn with the kick towards Kilcline. It was Ratcliffe who got up for Everton. Phillips who got in for Coventry. And the flag up for flag out offside. Klein gets it back. It could have been dangerous. He didn't look, and Clark was between him and the keeper.
How long are you giving me to decide who I think is the man of the match? Do you think I've had enough time?
I think you have, yes. You're all a goal.
Well, right, okay. Well, I think Harper's played very well for Everton. I thought Pickering played well, especially early on, and was a bit unfortunate with that overhead kick. But it's very difficult today because there's a lot of players that are playing without really being outstanding. And I think that Peter Reid, has probably done more than anybody. He's linked the game up well for Everton, and I would say, if I was giving it, it's not my choice, but I'd give it to Peter Reid.
I don't think many would disagree. Substitution coming on, and indeed Brian Burrows, as we thought he might, was on for Mickey Ginn. Brian, who twisted a knee a week before the cup final, having played just about every game through the season, missed out on the big day, and now against his old club, here he is. Been quite a summer for him because he got married as well. Greg Downs gets it away. There's Brian Burrows. His first Wembley touch was hardly a memorable one, though. Straight to Peter Reid. His second one was a lot better, dispossessing Reid. Pleased to see him get on, actually, because it was heartbreaking. He was in hospital, if you remember, last 11 minutes ago when we were here at Wembley enjoying that game.
That's right, lovely form.
Now a shot. Flickering away, Harper's shot. with the kick. Well, here's Speedy now. But again, Ratcliffe there with maybe superior fitness, because I don't think Speedy is totally fit yet. He certainly had that extra little bit of burst of speed. Over Stephen. Ratcliffe looking in very good shape. And Sedgley now for Coventry. Couple of minutes left. Coventry looking for that equaliser. Pickering playing it in again for Speedy. Missed his touch completely there. Full power. A long ball for Heath to chase. Burrows is there, and the feet were a little high. And not quite the Wembley entrance that Brian Burrows wanted. Just a quick word there from the referee as well on a free kick to Everton. Something I'm going to from you, Ian?
Well, not an outstanding matching game by any means, but a good competitive match. The lads, as we keep saying about the fitness side of it, you know, it takes them quite a few games under their belt before they really get going, but the champions, I think, just about deserving the victory if the score stays like this in the next minute.
Heath, Everton. Harper. Harper playing it in again, going sharp. Oh, great save by Brizovic. Even applauded by the referee, I notice. Sharp so close to getting on the score sheet there, challenging Kilcline, and a flying save by big Steve Brizovic. He's playing it in towards Harper, and Brizovic again. Whacking the ball forward in the hope that Coventry can get this equaliser. But Everton are returning it with interest. Here's Clark again, the scorer of the only goal. And again, Brizovic called into action, and again he belts it forward, again looking for that equaliser. And once more, the Everton defence is sure. Watson is with Bennett. Phillips, can Coventry yet save it? Now playing time, added on at the end of this Charity Shield. It comes for Burrows, short for Bennett. Can he yet get a mistake out of this Everton defence? But he's got a corner. 15 seconds now into injury time. Burrows playing it wide for Phillips, who hits a good ball. Chips this one instead, and it's wide from Houchin and behind for the goalkeeper. And Everton, I would imagine, are just about there. Good start for Colin Harvey, their new manager. He was saying earlier this week he was half filled with joy and half filled with trepidation, taking over a difficult act to follow, Howard Kendall. But it looks as though Colin Harvey's team are going to win the Charity Shield. Harper, Heath, minute of injury time already. Touched by Sedgley. But wait a minute, can Coventry save it? Yeah, it's Phillips playing it wide for Burrows. Bennett anxious for some action on the far side. Phillips again, but Everton have pulled a lot back. Could Bennett now get in behind Poynton? And a corner. Coventry will need to take it quickly. Check with both linesmen that the time is up. Nearly 2 minutes of injury time now as Phillips plays it in towards Bennett. And it's Peter Reid who gets in there with a header. Brings a little bit of respite. Coventry's throw. 2 minutes of injury time now. But there goes the final whistle. And Everton get off the season on the right foot with Colin Harvey's team winning by a goal to 0 against John Sillitt's team. Everton 1, Coventry 0, and in a moment we shall get the views of Ron Atkinson with Elton Worsby. A victory then for Everton.